Hi, I'm David Byron. I'm president of the Michigan Design Council. Welcome to the 2023 Michigan Design Prize Challenge. I'm going to share today with you a little bit about the challenge, what this year's topic is, and talk about design in general and give you a couple examples of past entries and be ready to send this over to your teachers and your parents and all of the students that are going to participate this year so you're ready to get going. So the 2023 topic is designing a physical product that promotes the enjoyment of Michigan's lakes, rivers, and water parks. So this is a product design project challenge. We're looking to design something that you can actually use. This should be focused on the needs of K through 12 students. So you're designing for your age, or you can design for a different age group in that K through 12 category. So if you are in the high school age group and you want to design for fourth graders, you can do that. If you're in fourth grade and you want to design for older students, you can do that as well. Areas to consider could be anything that is engaging in natural waters. So whether it's a lake or a river or a park, if you've been to the west side of Michigan and you're looking at Lake Michigan beaches, or you're up north and you're at Torch Lake, or you live near a river or a lake in the Detroit area, we want to make sure that we're thinking about activities like swimming, water sports, boating, or fishing. You could look at it from just having fun using a product, whether it's a jet ski or fishing products, or it could be even survival, and learning how to swim, or even thinking about the marine life and fish and the health of our environment. So anything that helps us enjoy Michigan's natural waters is up for grabs. And we do want to stress that it's focused on a physical product. So we'll talk about rules in a minute, but there could be an app or a user experience piece of the design, but the focus cannot be just an iPhone app. That could be a part of it, but it needs to actually have a physical product as the core of your idea. So the Michigan Design Prize is run by the Design Council. And this is a group that is establishing Michigan as the destination for industrial design in the United States. So we help professional designers and showcase their talents, as well as working with students to make design something that everyone realizes can be an actual career opportunity and something you can grow your skills in and potentially look towards as a job in the future. Michigan actually has more industrial designers than anywhere else in the country. Even states with a lot larger population, like California, they have thousands of designers, but there are more here in Michigan than anywhere else. So industrial design is the intersection of art and technology. Engineers work with designers and designers work with engineers, but it's really the industrial designer who's kind of connecting how things work and looking at the functional side of it, but also looking at the human emotional side. Why do we love certain products? They need to work well, but they have to have an emotional connection as to the way it looks, the way it feels, the way it makes you feel. So connecting those dots is really at the core of industrial design, and why there's a much more focus on the fine art and the aesthetics and the drawing and the usability of the product, and why many of designers come out of fine art schools, like a program at CCS. So during the M Prize, we work with schools like yourself here, your teachers, your parents, and it's really about collaborating and engaging with people like myself, designers. We also interact a lot with college students that are working to become professional designers, and then schools around the state. So there are 12 finalists that will be selected throughout the whole state, and each of those 12 finalists get a chance to actually have a mentorship session with a college and pro designer. This is a really great experience that then helps take the finalist's idea and then hands it over to a pro designer to see what they can do with that idea and create a rendering to kind of show what a professional illustrator or designer does with one of your cool ideas. We're also partnering with CCS. So if anyone has been there or seen or has an older sibling who's visited the campus, we have our big awards ceremony at the end of the competition in June at CCS, and families get to come in and tour the campus. And we also have a couple winners who will win a summer scholarship to their summer camp for middle school and high schoolers. So I'm going to show you a couple examples of past winners. These are, this one's from 2021, and this was a team of 3 students from a high school in Sterling Heights. And the theme that year was an activity to help social engagement during the pandemic. So playing games with friends. And this was this really amazing idea to almost design a new sport. It's kind of like Foursquare, hockey, and badminton all combined. And they submitted their idea. They worked with Josiah Lacola as the designer to come up with this idea. And then Josiah executed this final design. They called it Crossroads, and they created this kind of Foursquare pattern mat with the goals and the nets and the sticks. And then Josiah did all of the renderings for their final design to depict what it would actually look like. In 2020, the theme was getting healthy food to anywhere in the state. So people sometimes don't have access to healthy food, and we wanted to promote that. So Charlie Green here was actually the student that I worked with, and she had an idea for a mobile fresh produce delivery truck. So instead of a food truck that's bringing food and cooking it, this would actually grow the food in the truck using hydroponics and solar energy to power the vehicle, and then bring fresh produce to people who might live in a city and not have access to fresh vegetables or fresh fruit. So myself, I've always wanted to be a designer, and I've loved Legos as a kid and building things. And I know a lot of school programs even get into really advanced Technic Lego or Connects construction projects in grade school years, and then move into more advanced middle school and high school technology programs. I then have a photo here of me when I was in college at CCS myself, and now I'm a professional designer and get to work on walking cars and robots and all kinds of stuff that I'll show you a couple examples of. So here was a supercar that I worked on at Saline, and this was something I took from sketch all the way to the show car here that was debuted at the New York Auto Show. And I've also had a chance to work on sports equipment. So some of the Red Wings have worn a helmet that I designed, and if any of you play hockey and you have a Warrior helmet, that was something I worked on for a few years. Here's an example of a walking car project. This is very futuristic and conceptual, and the team at my office, some of the engineers, then took this idea and made a functional walking prototype. You can see the video on the bottom playing, and that's actually a real working version that we built in our design studio. So the collaboration of designers and engineers together, visualizing a concept and then making it real. So I share these with you because there is a way for you, no matter what age you are right now, to think of this as something you might want to go into as a career. So if you're in middle school and you start working your classes towards your high school curriculum and you're looking at art and design, please look at CCS. There's other schools in the state too and around the country that are good design and art programs that can lead to a career. And then I've been able to spend the last 20 years doing some really cool projects. So coming back to the topic here, your educators, your parents, your teachers are going to work with you. You can submit on this topic here and work on it for the next few months to get to the submission date. There is a couple rules I want to go over, and so one of the things to know is that the submission deadlines are due March 17th. There's a website with all of this content here, so you don't need to take notes from this presentation. It's all on our Michigan designcouncil.org website. So there are a few questions you're going to answer. Who is your design for? How does it work? What makes it unique? What's that wow factor? Why does it look the way it does? There's a reason you're styling it the way you want to draw it, and tell us about that. And in a few sentences, just describe your concept. So we have 3 extra questions for 6th through 8th graders and high schoolers. Because we know some of the engineering and design classes are going to get deeper into this project. So if you're actually using software or prototyping processes, tell us about those tools. And we want to kind of understand a little bit more about the materials that you would use to make your design. And do you have any insights into what kind of manufacturing processes there would be? So when you get to the submission entry page, this is an example of what you'll see on the website. There's one form for K through 5. So those students have the first 5 questions to answer. And then if you're 6 through 12, you have those additional 3 questions to answer. And so these rules are on here. You have to answer the questions and describe your idea. The amount of sketching and photos of a prototype or a video you want to submit, there's a space to add those, and those are all extra. So we definitely encourage at least some sketches. They can be something you do in an hour, or they could be something that you spend 2 months on. So please think about how you're going to submit that. We know a lot of schools are getting into more advanced prototyping, and that's great, but we want everybody to know that the finalists are not selected on the quality of the sketch or the prototype. We're really thinking about the quality of the idea, because we know in the mentorship, the finalists will be paired with a college student designer or pro designer, and they will help create an awesome rendering and visualize what that would be. So if your sketches aren't great, don't worry. We're really looking at the quality of the idea. So we're excited to see what is going to come in this year. We'll be working with the mentorship alignment with the 12 finalists in April and May, and then we'll have our ceremony this year in the beginning of June at CCS campus. So if you are selected as a finalist, you will hear from us end of March or early April. But we just really want to encourage everybody to have fun with this. Don't be intimidated. It's okay to try 2 or 3 versions before you work with your teacher or your parents on which one you want to submit, and have fun designing this year. Thanks.